Hello, welcome back to another episode of the Console Gaffer Dagenham Redbridge Save. We're in the Premier League Season 2, and in the last episode we played Wolves away from home, which was a 2-2 draw. We're 2-0 up, but Lucas scored with 6 minutes to go to make it 2-2 in a game that we absolutely dominated. But from there, we played the champions at home at Stamford Bridge, as we're awaiting a new stadium, and it was a 40,000, 3,000 away fans. And we managed to beat Arsenal 2-1. Amenga scoring first, Martinelli before the break, but then Paulo Bernardo giving us the lead in the 69th minute, and we managed to see it through. And if you can see by the stats, very even game by all accounts. Slightly better XG, 3 clear-cut chances. So yeah, in general, we had a great performance against the Arsenal. Picked the ball up pretty deep, again, like we like to try and do. Build a bit of possession. Milanic down the line there to Cariso, who played a lovely ball over the top to Amenga. Great first touch and composure to dink the ball past Costa and goal. And that gave us a 1-goal lead midway through the first half. But a few minutes before half time, Amenga was dispossessed by Rice. Good football. Xhaka, good play. Rice, we touched to Endrick, who played Martinelli. Lovely football, a clinical finish by Gabby Martinelli to make the score 1-1. Amenga gives the ball away to Yacine. To Carrizo again. Yacine, great touch to go past, getting into the box, cuts the ball back. And Paulo Bernardo doing what he'd done a lot last season, and tucking the ball into the back of the net. And that was 2-1 to the Daggers. And that's how it finished. So 4 points from the first 6 available in the league. Great start for the boys. And to beat the champions with Pep Guardiola as the manager. So after the Arsenal game, we went away from home to Aston Villa, and it was a fantastic 3-2 victory, with 2,923 away fans making the trip to the Midlands. Emmanuel Amenga hat-trick, and already you can see he is a difference maker for this team. Another touch of class for us in a 3-2 victory. Again, we were 2 goals up, but then it got back to 2-1, made it a wee bit squeaky, but Amenga made it 3-1, and then Ollie Watkins scored in 89th minute for a penalty. But again, as you can see, going away from home, dominating the ball, having a decent enough XG, again creating 3 clear-cut chances, playing really quite well. Distance covered, we ran more than what Aston Villa did, and Emmanuel Amenga getting another goal. That was 5 goals in his first 3 Premier League games. But again, the boys in good form. After 2-2 draw away from home to Wolves and then beating the champions, the confidence was flowing early doors for the boys. Carrizo into the box, and Amenga, where you want him to be, he tucks it away beautifully. And Carrizo inside the Bernardo again. Amenga out wide to Ali. Ali again to Yacine. Yacine, brilliant skill. Beating his man. Going to Komoto, cuts it back. And it comes back eventually to Emmanuel Amenga, who tucks the ball into the back of the net. And after a random offside VAR check, the goal was good, and that was 2-0. But Yacine gives the ball to Komoto. And Rodgers runs the ball back. Bradley played the ball away to Rodgers again. Good ball through, and it was a fantastic finish to get Aston Villa back in the game. At that point, Aston Villa started applying the pressure, but We weathered the storm and we managed to get the third goal later in the second half. So young Kalala picking the ball up. Lovely ball over the top. Amenga, great first touch again. And that is absolutely clinical by the big man. He tucks it away. And that was 3-1. But then in the 89th minute, Ollie Watkins steps up for a penalty and tucked it away to get it back to 2-3. But we managed to see the game out, and it was another fantastic win for the boys. So after that, we then played Cardiff away from home in the Carabao Cup second round, yes, and it was a 1-1 draw. We didn't play great. Thought we were the better team. Bernardo scored, we just couldn't get the second goal, but we managed to sneak over the line on penalty shootouts to get to the next round. But then we played Manchester United in the league at home, and we suffered our first defeat of the season, and it was a comfortable pummeling by 3-0 for Manchester United under the managerial chops of Deschamps. Šeško with a double as well. He always seems to score against me, the Daggers, in this save. But I mean, we didn't do that badly. We had the majority of the ball again. We did create some chances, but we just weren't really good enough in both boxes on the day. Yashin again showing that he can do the business at this level. So after that, we played Bournemouth at home in the Carabao Cup third round, and we managed to sneak another 3-2 victory. Gyökeres scored first, Carrizo equalised, we went 2-1 down again for Basili, but then Emmanuel Amenga double in the second half of the match again, banging in the goals, the big man, as I knew he would. Then an absolutely fantastic victory against West Ham United at home. West Ham United finished in the top 4 last season in the Premier League, and they've got a really decent enough squad, decent enough team in this game, in this save, sorry. But we managed to win the game by a 1-0 from Perron. And as you can see again, we dominated the ball. West Ham did have more shots and more chances and a better XG, but in general, we had more of the ball and we'd done okay, but it was a late goal by Perron to give us the 3 points and a 1-0 win against Felipe Luis's team, West Ham United. So after that, we continued onward to play Liverpool away from home, and it was a 2-0 defeat. Again, Gravenberch and McAllister didn't really expect much to go to Anfield and do anything really, but we lost the game by 2-1, and again, we sneaked possession. As you can see, we do like to dominate the ball, and we have got ball players in the team, so that does stand us in good stead most of the time. And we had 15 shots and only 3 on target, so again, a bit wasteful in both boxes again, as Gravenberch and McAllister done the business for Liverpool. Antonio Conte's Liverpool. We followed that up with a good point at home to Newcastle. Paulo Bernardo scored. I thought we were going to see it over the line, but Anthony equalised in the 86th minute of the match. And for the first time in a few games, we did not dominate possession. Newcastle had 57% and were probably the better team, but I thought we were going to see it over the line, but we didn't, and we managed to take a point, which is usually pretty good against Newcastle United. Then we got our first real battering of the season. We lost 3-0 to Manchester United, and we now lost 4-0 to Manchester City. It was just one of those games. We were just absolutely dominated from start to finish. There was no chance of getting into this game at all. And as you can see, stats wise, miles and miles and miles off it. We just had to chalk that up to Man City. Dominated us. But the big one, really big one for us, was the Ipswich game. We knew we had to get something from that game at home. Again, beating teams round about us and then picking up points like Newcastle and West Ham is always going to be good. But to beat Ipswich 3-0 at home was excellent. And it was a relatively even possession match, but we did have more shots on target, better XG. But we won the game. Maximo Carrizo doing the business for us. An assist and a goal. An assist and 2 goals, I should say. With again the young lad Kalala coming in and doing the business. And Yashin, again, just doing what he does. Creates goals. And Emmanuel Amenga still banging them in for the club. Good tackle by Coffey. And Ali combining well to get the ball back to the captain Morrison. Who switched the play lovely to Yashin. Perone. Carrizo. Ball back out wide to Linic. Good football again for the Daggers. Carrizo, good first touch. Ball across with a bit of skill. And just tucks the ball into the back of the net. He seems to score big goals at big times. And that was a fantastic finish into the back of the net. Then into the second half, Ilinic gives the ball to Yassin, gives it to Carrizo. Lovely bit of skill inside the box and a cultured finish into the top right hand corner past Paulson. And that was excellent by Carrizo to make it 2-0. And midway through the second half, the third goal came. Thompson catching the ball from across, goes out to Silva. Lovely ball to Perron. Yassin again. Sangari, who we brought on for the second half. Silva, good switch to Kalala again, the young lad. Again, good positive play by Kalala. Lovely ball into the back post and a thumping header by Carrizo to make it 3-0. A fantastic 3 points for the Daggers. So, yep, great performance, great result against Ipswich. And again, Amenga doing the business. We then played Swansea in the Carabao Cup 4th round away from home, and it was a 91st minute equaliser for us to take it to penalties, which we did win on penalties. Less said about that game, the better, as it was just a poor game. But we had bigger fish to fry, and we played Brighton away from home, and Brighton took care of us by 3-1. Again, weren't at the races. Attacking wise, we done fine. Just defensively, we just struggled to cope with Brighton's players. Ruta, Guri, and Lewis Ferguson as well. Good players. But we did get one back in the second half from Emmanuel Amenga. But the damage was done in the first half, and we lost by 3-1. But the big one that we really wanted to get some points on the board for, and it was a 5-3 victory away from home to Leicester. And it was a Paulo Bernardo hat-trick and a Danny Perez double that done the business for us. We took the lead after 10 minutes. Then we fell behind by 2-1. Then we went 3-2 up with Perez and Bernardo. Then it was 3-3, but then 66th and 72nd minute, Perez got his second, Bernardo got his third, and Coffey again, showing what a really good talented winger he can be, with a hat-trick of assists in the game. So yeah, great performance from us. Well, I'll probably say not the best of performances from us, but we've shown we can go to stadiums like this and dominate games and score goals and win. So again, dominate possession. Even shots, they did have a better XG than us, but we saw it through. We just had the better firepower in the match. So we won the game by 5-3. We then followed that up. with a nice 2-2 draw at home to Spurs. Brennan Johnson scored first. Carrizo equalised. Then Mateus Tel made it 2-1 right in the stroke of half time. but Perron scored in the 86th minute to give us a nice 2-2 draw. But we weren't too bothered about that one. It was good to get points against the big boys, like we said. But on the Friday night football, we went away from home to Brentford and we won by 2-0. Fantastic performance on a Friday evening against Brentford. We struggled in the match, but we got the job done, and that was all that mattered. Menga, good ball down the line to Sangare. And Scales popped up at the edge of the box, one touch, and he just leathered it into the top corner. Fantastic strike by Liam Scales. Lovely ball in across to Yassine. Great first touch. Cuts inside and tucks it away into the back of the net. For 2-0, and it stayed that way for the Daggers. And an incredible 3 points on the road for the boys. And you can see the match momentum. Brentford were far and away, had more than us, but it was Liam Scales who'd done the business. Got us that early goal in the first half. And defensively that game, we were great. Danny Perez and Perron doing the business in midfield. But then we went and played Everton at home, and although we took the lead again, twice in the match, we ended up losing the game by 3-2 in the end, in the 69th minute. Goal from Everton in front of 16,174 inside Stamford Bridge. Amenga again, doing the business with a double, but we just couldn't see and get any points over the line in that game. We then went away from home to Sunderland, and again we didn't really play well. We hung in there most of the game, and it was Emmanuel Amenga equaliser in the 71st minute that gave us the point on the road, which we will take in front of 692 away fans. But then we played Chelsea at home, and as you can see, we even had a man sent off, Ilinic, in the 63rd minute. But we squeaked a fantastic 3-2 victory at their own ground. Oliver Glasner's Chelsea. We were at home in this game against Chelsea, who kindly allowed us to share their stadium with them. But if you look at the game overall, we had only 9 shots, but 7 on target. They had 24 and 7 on target. XG 2.02, they had 2.21. We had more clear-cut chances. Our passes completion was much better. But we did have a red card. But the main important thing was we got that 2-goal lead. Coffee again out wide, Carrizo again. Ball back to Coffee. Delivers the ball in. And Amenga, where you want a striker to be, he's always in that 6-yard box. 15 and a bit million pounds well spent to give us the 1-0 lead. Then it's Carrizo's corner, into the box it goes. And Captain Morrison, the Scottish international, thumping header just before half time to make it 2-0. But I think it was straight from kick-off. We just were not focused enough to see it out until half time. As Bard got to the byline, gives it inside to Enzo Fernandez. Back to Bard, across it went, and George with a kind of scuffed finish, but it was in the back of the net. And that was 2-1. Then the 81st minute, Reece James with a fantastic free kick into the top corner. And then you just felt Chelsea were going to go on and win the game. But in stoppage time, Paulo Bernardo stepped up with a beautiful penalty to give the Daggers, overall, a deserved 3-2 win. So couple that with the Arsenal game. Really happy with those 6 points we got between Arsenal and Chelsea. Then we played Liverpool in the Carabao Cup quarter-final, and again the game was done, really, by the hour mark. one of the players that I've recommended people sign. He's in this Liverpool save here as well. Kasper Urbanski, 31 minutes. Very good player. If you can see his stats, he's 27 now. He's got 65 Polish caps. He's not really got great strength-wise. He's not really improved in that. But if you look at his technique and his passing, his first touch, his composure, his flair, really, really good player. So we'll move on from that Liverpool game where we got absolutely thumped, 3-1, the Carabao Cup. But then we played some teams round about us in 3 successive games, and the Norwich game away from home again, we won by 2-1. Another goal in the 93rd minute from Liam Morrison, the thumping goal again, and Emmanuel Emenga scoring again after going a goal down. Fantastic win away from home in front of 2,277 fans at Carroll Road. Then we played Leeds, who beat us for the championship 2 seasons ago, and we absolutely battered them by 4-1 at home. As you can see, 61% possession, 14 shots, 5 on target, very, very efficient. They scored with their only shot on target, but we absolutely destroyed them in the match. Bernardo scoring again, Emenga scoring again, Carrizo scoring again, and Emenga and Coffey helping each other out with a goal and assist to give us a 4-1 victory after falling behind early doors. After some patient football, managed to get their goal. Good ball. Lozek was in. That's a tidy finish into the back of the net. And it was the worst possible start we could have against one of our so-called relegation rivals. But great character from the team. Straight from kick-off. We went straight up the park. Ali got the ball at the byline. Yonto got the ball back. And Lozek was going again. But basically, not far from kick-off, we managed to get the ball back. Get back on level terms immediately. Carrizo down the line to Emenga. Good first touch. Back to Samuel. Gives the ball Perron. Lovely ball over the top. Emenga headed the ball back. Bernardo deflected shot into the back of the net, and that was 1-1. Then some good football. Coffey into Komoto. Back to Coffey. Ball across to Emenga. And the big man is not going to miss that kind of service. 2-1. Then it was Carrizo who took this penalty, and again, no mistake to make it 3-1. Thompson, and the Daggers managed to pass their way through. 10-man Leeds United team quite comfortably. Yassin into Emenga. Good skill by the big man. Back to Yassin. Down the line it goes to Emenga. And Coffey was at the back post. Good skill by Emenga. Coffey was picked out brilliantly. And that was number 4 in the match. And we followed that with a credible 1-1 draw away from home to Crystal Palace. Paulo Bernardo after 18 minutes, but Elmas equalised in the 37th minute. Which then takes us to January, as currently we're the 31st of January. Not far away from the transfer window and the match against Liverpool. But as you can see, we then went through a spell of games where we struggled. So January was a really, really tough month so far for us. Home to Villa, we lost 2-1. 2-0 down. Rui Silva scored in the 49th minute to get us back in the game. But it was too late and we just couldn't get anything else out of that game. We then went away from home to West Ham United and we lost again comfortably by 3-1 in front of 3,000 away fans. Emenga getting a goal again though, but lost 3-1. Been probably one of the most disappointing games of the season. It was a 3-3 game. We scored early, we went 2 down, we scored, equalised again for Amenga. We then conceded in the 92nd minute, but then Amenga scored a minute later for his hat-trick. But then we lost on penalty kicks in the FA Cup. Probably one of the worst games or performances, or just regrets of the season, the 3-3 game against Bolton. We want to get a cup run, and although we've got to the quarter-final of the Carabao Cup, we want to get a cup run in the FA Cup and try and win something in the next couple of years, and that was disappointing to lose to Bolton on penalty kicks. And we followed that up with another disappointing day against Manchester United, where we were 2-0 down inside 26 minutes. Komoto got one back, but then Sesko scored again against us, and then Kobe Mino in the 82nd minute, giving Manchester United a comfortable 4-1 victory over us. And then we followed that up again, a bit of a better performance against Arsenal, but it was really the second half, because again, the first half we were dominated. Morrison on goal and then a double from Bukayo Saka, but Carrizo and then George in the 93rd minute, giving a wee bit of respectability, but the scoreline in the second half was much, much better. But we stopped the rot. We stopped the rot as we had not won a game in 6, as Crystal Palace was the last time we got a point. But we stopped the rot against Wolves at home, which we managed to win by 2-0. Went 2 goals up this time and did not concede anything compared to what we did in the first half, the first game of the season. Danny Perez after 25, and then that man again, Emmanuel Amenga, assisted by Coffey. Carrizo with the corner, delivered it to the box. Good defending, but Danny Perez got at the edge of the box. He did have a deflection, but he doesn't care. Ball was in the back of the net, and that was a 1-0. Then the second half from Wolves' goal kick, we managed to win the ball back in the middle of the park. Carrizo to Komoto, gives the ball to Coffey. Great first touch. Amenga, great movement again by the big man. And yet again, a fantastic finish. And like I've said, if you can get this man in your team, I don't care what level, he will score goals. Emmanuel Amenga will definitely score goals. So that was 2-0 and a dominating performance by the team. And we managed to finally stop the rot and get 3 points back on the board. That brings us up to date well with the next home game against Liverpool to come just before the transfer window shuts, but we will show you where we are in the Premier League as it stands currently at the moment after 24 games we have played. So, Arsenal, champions last season, sit top. West Ham are second, Villa third, United fourth, Chelsea fifth, Brighton sixth, Everton seventh, Spurs in eighth, and then there we are, Dagenham Redbridge, sitting in ninth. We're in the top 10. Last season we finished 13th. We finished 13th last season. We're currently sitting above Newcastle, City, Liverpool, so some big clubs down there. But the main points that we want to look for is we're at 35 points. Leeds are at 23, so we are currently 12 points better off than Leeds and 13 points better off than Norwich. So that's where we've got to be hoping to stay above. But we're looking above us. I think we've done okay this season. We've scored 42 and we've conceded 44. Would like that possibly to get a bit better, but maybe next season we'll look at strengthening our defence again. But overall, I mean, you look at the 10 wins we've had this season. We've beaten Arsenal, we've beaten Villa, we've beaten West Ham, we've beaten Chelsea. But the rest of the teams that I expect us to get points and beat, Ipswich, Leicester, Brentford, Norwich, Leeds and Wolves, we've managed to pick points up of them as well. We've also got some credible draws away from home, at home to Newcastle and Spurs, and tricky places to go, although Sunderland and Palace are at the bottom, getting points away from home against these teams is great as well. And the 9 games we've lost, Man United, Liverpool, City, Brighton, Everton, Villa, the Hammers in the second game, United again, and Arsenal, you would kind of expect us to, at this moment in time, in the career, in the save, you'd expect us to lose points against them. So overall, I'm quite happy with where we are. We are not far away from 7th, and we're only 7 points away from 6th and 5th. You know, for 4th, you know, we're not that many million miles away from really pushing up the table again. But currently, the Daggers are 9th, and if you look at the predicted table of the season preview, at least we're not rock bottom this season. We're expected to finish 19th. Well, last season was 20th. This season, we're expected to finish 19th. But we are currently sitting in 9th position. So we'll take that all day long. All day long. So if you want to have a quick look at the squad, where we are with that. So we've had to sign Vladimirson in goals because Max Thompson, who has been absolutely phenomenal for us again this season, he's broke his arm and he's expected to return in 2 to 5 weeks, but he's been out for a few games now. So we had to bring in Vladimirson on loan, and he's only played 1 game so far. So Vladimirson is in on loan. We also brought in. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just go to the recruitment page. We'll just show you who we've brought in. So we brought in Eduardo Fernandez from Benfica. He can play on the right, he can play on the left. We needed another winger, so we got him in. And as you can see, for the money we paid for him of £7.5 million, he's a very good player. Technique 14, passing 12, first touch 12. For the winger, not bad, 11. Dribbling 14, crossing 14. Good vision, great flair, good determinations, good mentals all around, and very, very good physicals. Acceleration 19, pace 14, good strength, gets forward whenever possible, tries to play killer balls often, and already in 4 games he's got an assist for us. So really happy with his signing, and we signed over £7.5 million. He's only on 11.75 grand a week. He's already worth £34 million. Good resale value. And the only other one we signed is Valdimarsson on loan from Bournemouth, goalkeeper. Some disappointing news, though, is that Maximo Perrone has left to go to Fiorentina. He wanted to go back to Italy. An offer came in Fiorentina. He wanted to go, so we had to sell him. I didn't really want him to leave, but he's went for £14.75 million. We signed him for just under 5. That's a good turnaround in just about 18 months. Very, very good player for us in the position of midfield, and he comes into the defensive midfield. But he is a record sale for £14.75 million. It could rise to 19.5. But he is gone. Very disappointed to see him go, but to sign him for just under 5, to bring in nearly 20 million, depending on add-ons for him at 29 years old, we'll just have to take it. We've also put out Rocco Vata on loan for the rest of the season as well. So we've maybe got a couple more days of the transfer window. If you want to look at the tactics of how we've been playing recently, so Danny Perez has the last few games been playing the Perrone role, and as you can see, he's not really that happy playing there. So we might need to go into the transfer market and sign a player kind of like Perrone. I mean, Komoto can potentially play there, but his tackling's at 7, his position's at 10. and he's more of a forward-thinking player. Carrizo as well, he's more of a forward-thinking player. Also, Paulo Bernardo is the same. So, yeah, we might need to go and dip into the market for a loan player or something, as we don't want to really be spending too much money at this point in the season. But if you want to look at some of the players, so Paulo Bernardo, after a good season last season of goal scoring, he has scored again 8 goals in 21 Premier League games this season. Last season he scored 10 and 38. He's not got many assists, any assists at all this season, but last season he got 6. So, I mean, if he can get into double figures again for us this season, that is phenomenal from Paulo Bernardo, who is now my vice captain as well, since Perron left. But like I said in one of my previous videos about Emmanuel Omega, what a player, what a striker. And I mean, his stats are showing that he's going down for some strange reason. But 6'5", good acceleration, jump and reach 17, good pace, good stamina, good strength. Off the ball movement's great, so you know he's going to get into positions. His work rate for a striker is alright. It's okay. Composure's at 12. Finishing 12, but as you can see, with the way he takes his finishing, that's a lot higher than that. Heading's 15, passing's 13, and his technique is 12 as well. So for a striker that we managed to bring in, he has been banging the goals. £15 million well spent. 15 goals in 24 Premier League games. 20 goals in 29 overall. And to add that, he's got 3 assists in the Premier League as well. An average rating in the Dagenham Redbridge team of 7.04. And if you just look at his career, he just gets goals. He just gets goals. So, I mean, if you can pick him up in the second or third season from Chelsea, because usually he does go, but I mean, 1 goal, 1 game for Chelsea, and then he scored 16 and 43 in the Championship, 13 and 36, 18 and 41. Last season in the Premier League for Southampton, he only scored 6 goals in 24 games, but also already he scored 9 goals better off. But we are a better team than Southampton last season. Much better team. So Emmanuel Amenga, go and sign him. Go and sign him. He will just bang in goals left, right and centre. The young lad, the young regen Kalala, who I'm just playing back and forward. He's got 16 appearances overall this season, 3 starts. He's got 2 assists. He's doing fine. Only 19 years old. Good pace and that. He's improving all the time. Good dribbling. He's already up to £33 million. So maybe look to move him on if somebody comes in. Lovely Tash as well. The other signing that was made from Southampton, Carrizo, he got injured and was out for 3 or 4 weeks, but it's like when I signed him, what I thought he would do. He's got 10 goal contributions in 19 games, which is really, really good. He got 9 goal contributions in 33 last season, so he's already bettered that. And we've got him on loan with an obligation to buy for £12 million. So he'll be coming in next season for us, and a really pleasing signing. The other midfielders that we've got, they've all chipped in with goals. So Maximo Carrizo, he's now a full USA international, and he has scored 4 goals in 23 games with an assist as well. So really quite happy with him. He's got a minimum release clause of 30.5, so I can see that somebody coming in to pick him up if he continues his decent enough season this season. He's only 23. Christian Kamoto, he's been in and out of the team, and he's done reasonably well. I do like him. He's only 23. He's scored once at 19, and he's done okay. £4.5 million. Good signing. I think he's only going to get better as the seasons go on. Enzo Coffey, we made his deal permanent in the summer as well, and he's got more goal contributions this season and less games as well. And he's been injured a few times this season as well, which has been a bit frustrating. But good player, £7 million. He can play anywhere on the left, and we've been training him to get him on the right as well. So he can play on the right as well, but he's just been dynamite for us. As you can see, another good rating, 9 assists, 1 goal in 14 games, 10 goal contributions in 14 Premier League games. So can't argue with that either. Yashin again has been injured back and forward, but again, good numbers, and so everybody's chipping in. Everybody has chipped in this season. Young striker that we signed, Enzo Martinez, he can't really get in the team, but he's 19. He will get his chances. He's got great technique, determination 20, so I'm excited to see him play eventually, but we signed him because he was only £8 million. And George just can't get in the team. He scored once in 17 appearances, and all 17 have been from the bench. And like I say, Enzo Fernandez has just came into the team, the young 24-year-old winger. So we might be looking for another midfield player to come in to play the Perron role, as he has been left out, as he has been sold. So yeah, that's the only thing that we might do. Finances wise, we're spending a wee bit more on wages, so we're kind of spending £11 million a month, and we're bringing in just over £12 million a month. So the money is not shooting up as much as it was. So we were £95 million at the start of the season. With transfers and stuff and new stadium rebuilds, we went down to 35. So we're now up at £43 million at the moment, and that was with that included the Perron signing, so sale as well. So if we can get another centre midfielder on loan for the rest of the season, we'd be happy. But squad wise, we're all right. I think we're fine. Facilities still at Chelsea for the rest of the season, with a view to going back to our own stadium, which is in progress, and it's going to be completed in 3 weeks' time. So we'll see how we get on with that. So yeah, that is us for now on this Premier League Season 2 Dagenham Redbridge save. Second part here, and so what we'll do, we'll come back towards the end of the season with an update of the rest of the season games, and we'll probably come back and play the final game of the season against Ipswich, and hopefully we've survived, or hopefully we've even pushed our way into European places, being very optimistic. But thanks as always for joining us, and we'll see you next time in the third part of Dagenham Redbridge Premier League Season 2.